Hi everybody, my name is Ersel Oymak. I'm a student at the Sprint Design course, and this is my prototype for Mr. Cinnamon, my hero profile, who is a tech-savvy person with some extreme attitudes and a long list of requirements. He really likes using leveraging technology in all the environments and would like to sit at the driving seat at all times by having the controls on his own. So I thought, while creating a mobile app that would reside on his mobile phone and allow him to gain access to certain controls during the cinema experience would actually help retain his loyalty to my customer, who is the Eclipse movie theaters. And the challenge is revamping the cinema customer experience. The tool I use to create this prototype is the minimum viable service MVS model. And the HMW question for my sprint design is: how might we convey personalized services in a homely, clean, and accessible environment to the Eclipse customers so that they prefer cinema to web TV options as Netflix or Apple TV? Right. So this is an app for the customers, for Mr. Cinnamon, for cinema goers, but in the same manner, we could actually have another app created for the staff of the Eclipse movie theaters, and that would really be complementary to each other. The app for the customers, app for the employees, and in a fully digitized, assumingly, and the intelligent building environment like the Eclipse movie theaters, the venues provide us with, that would end up with increased productivity, increased business efficiencies, and reduced operational expenses. Right, looking at the one Eclipse app that I created for the customers, perhaps I should mention also that, emphasize that this is called One Eclipse because it pulls together many different technologies in one place, from physical security to location-based services to collaboration tools like video calls or instant messages type of chat tools. So assumingly we have all these technologies coexisting on the same network as a platform and being managed centrally, so that my app, the application running my app, can actually tap into that type of platform and carve out some necessary, essential information and features on demand for the greater benefit of our customers. Okay, so if let's say Mr. Cinnamon, the customer, has not had any login with this app before, then they would just have to go to sign up, and it would come up with a long list of profile information required by the system. So before choosing the email or username and password, the customer would be asked to enter their full name, date of birth, gender, profession, whether or not they've got any disabled or accessibility options that we need to be aware of, movie type preference, movie theater preference, seat preference, and then the payment method, how they would like to pay for the services they'll be entitled to once they've purchased the cinema ticket and or the events ticket and or whatever it might be. The shopping, perhaps the payment method is also asked for that very purpose here. And then once filled in all the brackets, we just tap on the submit button, and that would take us straight to the main menu. But before then, if the customer, let's say, already had a login with us, then they would just go to sign in, and that would take them to this very screen where they would be able to put in their email, username, and password, and or log in with their social media accounts like Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, or Tumblr, and then submit, and that would take them to the main menu. Right. So in the main menu, I've got 6 options here, but the options, once again, could be as many as possible. The list here could be as long as possible, because the things we can do by the use of technology these days is only limited by our imagination. So this is just to give you an idea, a glimpse of what the state of achievable is. So I've got 6 options here: movie times and tickets, food and beverage, membership or loyalty program, plan trip, how am I going to get to this movie theater from my location now, and events, the extracurricular events before, during, and after the cinema experience, and the contact center. Well, maybe I'm someone who wouldn't like to go through all these menu options, and just, I'd like to tap on the contact center button here, and that would take me straight to this very screen here, which would allow me to have an immersive video conferencing with a live contact center agent willing to help me with any of my questions, whether or not I'd like to plan my trip, whether or not I'd like to do shopping from the venue, not limited to popcorn or hot dog or beer or Coke. It could be any other type of shopping, maybe some gifts from the merchandiser of the Eclipse theater that I'd like to purchase without having to wait or line up in the queue. How can I do that in advance? Or just simply buy my ticket for the preferred screen and movie type. So that's all possible using that button there. Okay, let's get back to the main menu. Oh, yeah. So this is the main menu, and then okay, let's just allow Mr. Cinnamon to buy his ticket himself, because he's that kind of a person, right? He's tech savvy, and he'd like to do that himself. So movie times and tickets. Tapped on that one, and that shows me all the movies available today, and I can just book them tapping on the book now button anytime. I can see what sessions are available from now on. And by the way, on every page we have the back and main menu buttons as well, just in case we'd like to go back to the previous screen or the main menu straight. So, okay, so these are the movies. We have the the Superman 4, Batman Forever, Addams Family. Okay, I want to go to Superman the 4th. Superman the 4th. Okay, so what time of the day I'd like to go to? Okay, this one, 9:30. And then standard screen, VIP screen, private screen. What kind of a screen I'd like to watch this movie at? Well, I'm not afraid of paying the premium. I'm Mr. Cinnamon, and I have to be entitled to all the possibilities when I'm in the cinema, right? So I want to go to the private screen. Okay, choose that one. So this is just highlighting my choices rather than taking me to those relevant screens straight. I'm just highlighting my choices now. And the dining on seat, maybe not for the moment. Okay, no, maybe later. Hearing impaired aid. Oh yes, this is exactly what I need. Disabled accessibility. Oh yes, actually I have some disability, and I need a convenient chair that would be as comfy as possible with a good view of the screen, and then submit. That would take me to the next screen, where I would be able to see the choices I made in the previous one, and also the seats that I'm entitled to, E18 and E19. Maybe this is a private screen with 2 seats. So am I happy with those? If there are more seats that I could actually move on to, I can actually change my seat here. I can also specify what type of seat I want. Should it be just like a normal seat, or sofa, or bed? Or maybe the bed one, because that sounds interesting to watch movies these days from bed. So I wouldn't be homesick. It would be a real clean, homely environment where I'm watching my movie from my bed. So yes, as being Mr. Cinnamon, I'm really satisfied, and I'd like to come back. And by the way, I can also control the temperature of the room. So these are the plus or minus buttons. So let's just top this up to 21 degrees Celsius. Digital lighting. Okay, some people, just like me, Mr. Cinnamon, would like to have the lights on while watching the movie, while some others would like to have complete darkness while watching the movie. Okay, so my choice is that I'd like to have from the menu options here a red light to be made available to me. And then the brightness. Brightness, okay, 70%. Maybe I should put it down to 60%. And when the movie starts, I can just put it down to 0. Or I can just put it up a little bit to 20%. Whatever my choice might be. It's available here at the ease at the tap of my mobile phone. Digital smell. I actually like lavender to be released into the air, so that I will really enjoy and feel it like my homely environment. So yeah, okay, lavender. If you like lemon, if you like some other type of smell, these days smell generators make it possible, and I have access to those smell generators for my private screen. Excellent. And by the way, at this very stage, if I'd still like to talk to someone from the contact center, an agent, then I can tap this button and talk to an agent using video call, or tap this button to do an instant messenger kind of communication using a chat tool, perhaps, to the agent. So these are all possible. And moving on, right, so once I submitted, the submit button is here, submit. That takes me to the screen where I have a QR code generated for my electronic ticket, which can be viewed and stored in the mobile wallet. So yes, I'd like to store it and view it there, which can also be printed out on paper form at the kiosk at the cinema when I arrive there, yes or no. Oh, by the way, this came up again. Order food and beverage to skip queues. So this is part of the marketing, hidden marketing actually. I'm doing it as part of my mobile app, because the customer had said no earlier. Now I'm, asking it again. Would you like to order some food and beverage now that you have the ticket? Actually, yes. Why not? I'd like to go for some popcorn and Coke. Why not? And then you just press the submit button there, and that takes you to the food and beverage, because you've just said yes to food and beverage. Okay, so what type of food would you like? Would you like food from the food court? Would you like to have a dining kind of option at a signature restaurant? Or you'd like food from the signature restaurant to be delivered to your whereabouts? Because these days, once again, the location-based services are very much possible. So it can be delivered to your exact whereabouts on the venue's planogram, whether or not you are standing next to the entrance door, next to the toilets, perhaps, or you are in the private screen area. The food will be delivered to your whereabouts by our waiters or waitresses. And there's another one here called Grab and Go. You can just scan the barcode of an item, any food or beverage, and then walk away. Because as soon as you scanned it, the app will trigger the disarmament of the access control gateways, and for that certain barcode bearing item, the gates alarm will not go off. And if you'd like to return the item, all you have to do is be physically in the venue environment, once again scan the barcode of the item and just leave it on the shelf, and that will get you a refund on your credit card associated with this app automatically. So you don't really need to line up in the queue. You don't really need to waste time trying to get your item from the food court and or return it. It might be a merchandiser gift from the gift shop of the venue as well, of the Eclipse theaters. It might be a t-shirt or jumper, or gloves with the Eclipse theaters, movie theaters logo sealed on. You can also buy it from here, and you can just grab and go. Okay, so here, if we'd like to tap on the food court, we come to this very screen here. It asks the quantities, so plus or minus buttons, as you can see, next to the items: popcorn, hot dog, beer, Coke, panini. So you just put in the quantities and then submit, and the food of choice is brought to your whereabouts. Right, if you go back and press the grab and go option here, then it takes you to this very screen. Once again, scan the barcodes and go. One Coke, one beer, beep, beep, and that's it. Just like the Apple Pay option. You can add item manually as well from the list, or you can just refund the item. And that will allow you to walk away without anyone having to distract you. Right. So let's just press the main menu button here. Main menu. And from main menu, let's go to events. Okay. Oops. Events. Okay. So I'd like to generate some extra revenue opportunities for the Eclipse movie theaters. And these are the events that we are showcasing today. Salsa night, video call to Hollywood stars, or uncut movie previews. You can book them now while you are still on your app. And you can also have a sneak preview to the upcoming events like Batman vs. Superman Challenge, video game enroll free, book now, or 5 members plus cards to go, prize draw every Tuesday, book now. Also many more to come, so book now to avoid disappointment. Right, this is the events page. Fantastic. The customers are happy, while the service provider, the Eclipse movie theaters, are happy. Why not do it? Let's just go back to the main menu, and that would take us to, here. And now I'd like to go to the membership options. Membership is right. Oops, sorry, this one. The membership option here. Okay, so is this a new membership or existing membership? If it's a new membership, then we have to sign up. If it's an existing members, then all we need to do is just sign in. And because I'm already signed into the app as an existing member, it would take me straight to the app. Otherwise, it would ask me to enter my details and perhaps do some advertisement as well. Okay, so let's just go to the new membership, sign up. Okay, so these are the options available in the package. If I am to become a new member, I need to register now for free tickets, priority booking, preview access, and more. Members would get members would get a membership, an annual membership, only in exchange of £50. Members Plus would need to pay £175 to gain access to all these perks. There is another price point for senior citizens or retired, senior citizens and retired plus, and also the students. So different customer categories are also taken into account on the membership button. Let's go back, and existing members. And as an existing member, I can check my points balance. I can redeem the points on certain items. Maybe it is the cinema ticket, or it is a food and beverage I'd like to buy. It might be the points redemption on the merchandiser gifts, you name it. And as a member, by the way, this is I'm part of a human network where I can place a video call to other members or instant messenger to other members. This is just to spark the collaboration, that high spirit amongst the members of the One Eclipse Theaters community. So that community feeling, that socializing, even if it's on a virtual environment, will enhance the customers, Mr. Cineman's cinema experience during the course of their presence with us. Okay, so let's just go back to the main menu, and perhaps the last bit here is that the contact center, as mentioned in the beginning, yes, that would take us to a live talk kind of session with a real contact center agent, eye-to-eye communication, and get help on any question we might have. They might book the Uber car for us. They might give us an idea as to how to get to the cinema in central London from my whereabouts in West London. So they would interpret the information coming from the WhatsApp kind of application, for example. They would be able to purchase food and beverage for us, so that when we go there, we don't need to deal with anything because it's readily available, and I don't need to go through the menu options myself because this friendly agent is helping me out with everything that I may think of. So this is 100% customer satisfaction. If I have any problems, like for instance, I'm in the private room and some clean lines related problem needs to be reported to the contact center, I just tap on the button, very simple, to the video call or instant messenger, to be able to communicate with an agent directly who will take action and clean the room if that seems to be the problem. So we address my HMW question with this up here: homely, clean, friendly environment where technology is really used in a balanced way, as opposed to human touch only in the traditional cinemas. So thank you very much for your time. This is my prototype called One Eclipse Up for my hero profile, Mr. Cineman.